YouTube, man. What's up, man? This is your guy Manny, and welcome to the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. Today, we're gonna talk Wizards, man. I do love the Wizards. I do support the Wizards. They are my second favorite NBA team. A lot of people say I don't even give the Wizards love. So wanted to come on my stream, wanted to stream and give the Washington Wizards some love. As we speak right now, I believe they're still in 10th place. They're in perfect position for that play-in tournament. They had a tough loss last night versus the Bucks. And I was thinking they were going to win this game. I mean, they pretty much had the game. It was a 1 point loss, tough loss. Let me pull up some of the statistics from that game real quick. I really thought they had this game. And I'm going to talk about Russell Westbrook. Got some interesting stats to talk to you guys about Russell Westbrook. The guy is playing He's playing MVP form right now. There's no better point guard than Russell Westbrook right now in the NBA. You can talk about Steph Curry. What Steph Curry is doing is phenomenal. What Westbrook is doing is phenomenal. What Westbrook is doing now is better than what he did in his MVP season. So you got to give Westbrook some love. He deserves his flowers. Westbrook is a guy that people disrespect all the time, just for the fact that he loses in the playoffs. Look, I'm not a Russell Westbrook fan by any means. When they traded him for John Wall, um, I can't. I'm not gonna say that I hated the trade because I'm such a John Wall guy, but getting a Westbrook, I knew that Westbrook was better than John Wall. Like, I mean, you can even compare the two. One has gotten an MVP. One has gotten to the playoffs numerous times and led his teams to playoffs. Granted, when they get to the playoffs, most times they don't do anything. But then you can look at John Wall. He's only had just that one magical season in the playoffs when he hit that shot versus the Boston Celtics, and then he stood up and and was doing all this stuff and being excited and all that. So you just can't compare the two. They're just two different levels of guys. I do like John Wall a lot, but Westbrook is different. You can say what you want to say about his attitude, his character. You'll never see anything negative about Russell Westbrook being in the news. He's actually a high character guy. He's a high character guy. Yes, he's flashy, he's popular, but he means basketball. Ever since he came to DC, all he wants to do is to win. And mind you, the Wizards started the year like terribly. Like right now, they're sitting at 30 and 36, and there's 6 games left. There's even a possibility that the Wizards win all 6 games. I'm not going to put that past them, but let's look at what they did last night. The Wizards are a weird team. I say weird because they have all the talent, even with injuries, they still put up 134 points, and that's without Roy Hachimura yesterday. Kendall Gill came in, fielding nicely. He had 11 points. He had 1 rebound. That has to change, but it's hard to get rebounds when you have a guy like Russell Westbrook snatching every single rebound. Alex Len, 2 points, 4 rebounds. Alex Len is up and down. Every center not named Daniel Gafford, which was a excellent snag. Daniel Gafford was an excellent snag come trade market. He was a second round pick. I was looking at some draft picks just randomly, and because I was trying to look up the McDaniels brothers, and I saw that Gafford was drafted in the second round with one of those bros. I'm trying to see if I still have it up on my screen or not. So that way I can quickly share it. But if I don't, yeah, I do have this up on my screen. So I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna look at this draft real quick before I get into what I want to talk to, man. I'm gonna kind of be all over the place. There's no scripted anything in terms of the direction of the show, so it's gonna kind of go all over the place. So we look at the 2019 draft. You had Zion in that draft. You had John Morant. DeAndre Hunter. There's Garland. But what I want to look at is when you get into the second round, PJ Washington was in this draft, and PJ Washington, he's a dog, man. Tyler Hero. So you had some young pieces. Chuma Okeke, who just now started stepping up and doing this thing. Romeo Langford was in this thing, and let me see who else. Grant Williams, Brandon Clark, Matisse Tybel, excellent defender. Goga Batista, was in Darius Baisley. So some of the younger stars that are turning into something right now were in this draft. Jordan Poole, late first rounder. Keldon Johnson, Spurs. Kevin Porter Jr., who couldn't work out well with what's the name of this team? With the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now Kevin Porter Jr. is now doing his thing in Houston. He had a 50-point game, so he's a beast in his own right. So I'm going to keep on going through this draft. We got Nick Claxton, a name that's been popping up and doing very well for the Nets. Kason Edwards was in this draft. Bruno Fernando, we all know him from Maryland, for those who are Maryland Terps fans. Cody Martin, he has a twin brother on the Hornets. I don't know if his brother came in the next year. I really don't know how they ended up with his brother. Maybe they signed him as an undrafted free agent. Maybe. So Daniel Gafford was pick number 38. And for whatever reason why he dropped, and then when he was with the Bulls was giving this guy 0 minutes. But this guy, all he does is ball out for his particular team. You know what I'm saying? Admiral Schofield, we all remember him with the Wizards for a little bit. Now he's gone. Isaiah Roby, Bol, Talon Horton Tucker, one of my guys. Terrence Mann. So this draft, Jalen McDaniel. So this draft, as you look at it, you see a lot of guys who developed, especially in the second round. Eric Pascal. I mean, this draft was deep. It was deep. Now, years later, you look at the draft and say draft was deep. But just kind of wanted to hit on several different points with the Washington Wizards. When you look at the Washington Wizards, like I said, they are a weird team. They're a team that has plenty of talent. And ever since they acquired Daniel Gafford, they've been winning. I'm not going to say that Daniel Gafford is the only reason for their winning, but he's a big piece. Then I look at the underrated signings, guys like Raul Neto, who the Wizards signed. The guy just comes and he defends. He had 7 points yesterday. He didn't really have necessarily an amazing game. I'm going to get to the two big stars in a minute. Hutchinson, that's another piece. Nice, decent wing defender that the Wizards were able to grab. Bertans has been up and down. He had 13 points last night. You got Lopez, another one of those centers who he's up and down. He had 8 points last night going against his brother, 8.6 rebounds. Now we get to Daniel Gafford. He played 14 minutes. This guy gives you 12 points, 10 rebounds, and a block shot. You can't get no better than that. They say he's a center, but he's more so like an undersized center that you can possibly play at power forward at times. So when you look at him, this season he's been averaging 7 points a game, and I believe he's probably averaging more with the Wizards. I can't pull up those numbers right now, but he's averaging close to double figures a game with the Wizards. So this guy has been a blessing to this team, and he's definitely a piece that the Wizards need to go ahead and sign moving forward. He's 6'10", 234 pounds. He does everything well, and he's such a great defender. He's such a great shot blocker. So when you look at Thomas Bryant coming back and some of these other centers, you want to build on Daniel Gafford. Don't let this be like the year when the Wizards traded Trevor Ariza for a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? You traded Kelly Oubre to get Trevor Ariza. Terrible, man. You know what I'm saying? What up, Santiago? Hey, send me an email right now. I'm going to shoot you my email right here. And I want you to send me an email so that way I can get you on this show for next Wednesday. So that's my email. Shoot me an email, and I'll put you on a panel for next Wednesday if you're available. So, you continue to look at the squad. You know what I'm saying? Bonga, Cassius Winston. They don't have a lot of guys who are talented, but have a lot of guys who have heart. Now let's get into the two big stars for the Wizards last night. You got Bradley Beal, 14 for 24, 42 points. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the email, Santiago. I will shoot you an email after this stream. Then you have Russell Westbrook, the man of the hour, the main reason why I'm doing the stream. You know what I'm saying? 20 shots, he made 12. 12 rebounds, 17 assists. So he had 29 points. All right, Santiago's available next Wednesday. Awesome, awesome, man. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Definitely gonna have you on next Wednesday. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have an array of topics. We might even do some debates. We might even do some Washington football debates next Wednesday. So that's gonna be an awesome show already because I love your energy that you bring consistently. So definitely glad to have you on the show. So 29 points, 12 rebounds, 17 assists. Russell Westbrook is doing something that's unheard of. Do you guys know that Russell Westbrook needs 3 triple doubles? There's 6 games left. If he gets 3 triple doubles in the last 6 games, he's going to pass Oscar Robinson for #1 in the NBA for triple doubles ever. Ever. He's going to surpass Oscar Robinson by 1 for the lead in triple doubles, man. Russell Westbrook is amazing. Russell Westbrook is amazing. What up, Corey? On the Warpath. You guys check him out. You guys know him. You guys love him. He's a beast. If you're not subscribed to his channel, you're crazy. I'm just telling you right now. So go ahead and sub to On the Warpath. Yeah. But hey, Corey, man, I think the Wizards make the playoffs. So I want to pull up the standings and let's kind of look at where they stack up right now and who they can potentially play. I want to see a Brooklyn Nets versus Washington matchup. That's what I want to see. And I think that's what we're going to get. Just imagine Russell Westbrook versus KD. That's must see TV. And there's a potential that that game can possibly go 7. I know what the Wizards record is right now, but hey, they've been playing phenomenal ball. In the last 10 games, Wizards are 7-3. So um you definitely I mean that's a must see matchup, man. Appreciate you, bro. That's a must see matchup that everybody wants to see, just not me. So let me go ahead and share my screen, pull up the standings. Let's see where the Wizards stack right now. The Wizards right now are in 10th place. They are 30-36, like I mentioned earlier. Their only threat right now, with 6 games remaining for most teams, is the Toronto Raptors, #1, and the Chicago Bulls. I don't see neither one catching the Wizards. The Wizards have a healthy, healthy 3-game lead on both of these teams. Maybe a team like the Pacers might fall out. I don't know. But when you look at it, the Wizards are probably not going to get to 7th or 8th. They got a chance at 8th, especially if the Hornets start to just lose out or whatever. But it seems like they're going to end up either 9 or 10, right? So the way that this works is the 7th seed plays the 8th seed. So Miami plays Hornets, right? The winner of the Miami and Hornets matchup gets to be 7th seed. And then the loser plays the winner of the 9 and 10. So let's just say the Pacers and the Wizards matchup, just for this example, right? If the Wizards win, I think it's best 2 out of 3. If the Wizards win, then the Wizards will have to play the Hornets in order to secure that 8th seed. And I think they can beat the Hornets. The Wizards are better than the Pacers, Hornets, and possibly even the Heat. The Heat, look, what have the Heat done this year? Like the Heat don't scare nobody this year. This is a whole different year. Oh, let me get into these comments. What's up, Hawk, man? What it do, man? What it do? Wizards and Nets will be the most hard-fought series in the playoffs. Yes, I agree. Santiago, what up? What up? What up? What up, gentlemen? So, said Hawk. Santiago says, man, I got love for you, Manny. It's mutual between us. Our energy together can create a supernova. Absolutely, man. I can't wait till next Wednesday. I'm telling you, it's gonna be it's gonna be wild. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good time come next Wednesday, man. That's for sure. Um, but as I look at these standings, man, so in order for us to match up with the Nets, which is looking like it's possibly couldn't be the Nets, just for the simple fact that Philadelphia has a healthy, comfortable lead right now. It's a 2-game lead, but I think they also have the tiebreaker versus the Nets. The Nets did lose 2 games back to back versus Brooklyn. I mean, versus the Bucks. So it seems like the Bucks might get that 3rd seed. But whether we play Philadelphia, whether it's it doesn't matter. Any one of these teams that the Wizards play, they're gonna bring their A game. I'm telling you, no team in the top three want to see the Wizards in the first round. That would be like one of the most scariest first round matchups. Just imagine having a good season and your reward is playing the Wizards. It's on the Warpath Hawk, the family. What's up? Hawk said as good as Westbrook is, I don't see this team acquiring the necessary pieces to contend long term. We have to parlay Westbrook with some picks and build even. The way that it's constructed right now, Westbrook gets paid so much money, right? Then you also have Beal who gets paid so much money. So you really don't have a lot of money to work with. All you have is a draft. If you hit on the right center or the right piece in the draft, the Wizards can do something. But all this says is that maybe Bradley Beal buys one more year. He buys one more year. Corey says Santiago. Hey, what up, the real man? What's good, man? What's good? Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the stream. So all this says is there's a possibility that Beal comes back to play with Russell Westbrook for one more year. I was saying that Beal was gone after this year, but in order for this team to contend, you're going to need Roy Hachimura to ascend. I think that he's going to be a superstar in this league. Like I see some of the things that he does, and as he continues to grow, he's going to get better and better and better. So you don't really have a lot of pieces to upgrade the team. You don't have a lot of money to upgrade the team. You're going to be hoping on veterans wanting to come here. You're going to be hoping on a guy like, let's say, not DeMarcus Cousins, but like a DeMarcus Cousins type guy, but cheaper. Let's say if Kyle Lowry wants to come here on a discount, on a mid-level exception for $9 million a year. Yeah, Kyle Lowry at the 1 or 2, Westbrook and Beal. That's a nice 3. It doesn't really matter if it's a big or not, because when you're playing with Westbrook, you see Westbrook is turning all these bum bigs into something valuable. Like Lopez is getting lots of dunks, and Lynn and Gafford. Just give Westbrook a diving, rim protecting, pick and roll kind of big. But then what this team needs is shooters. You need more shooters. Garrison Matthews is nice, and Gill and some of these other shooters that they have, but you need more. Bertans, maybe that's a piece that you move to kind of acquire more pieces. Maybe you trade a Bertans in something else to get a Miles Turner. Those are the kind of deals that you can make around that 15 to $18 million range. That's the kind of pieces that they can possibly work with. It's the old saying, trade a player rather than a year too late. Yeah, you want to trade some guys. I mean, if you trade Bill right now, it'll put the team in a good position if they get the right pieces, some young stars, because with that contract, you'll be able to get about 2 to 3, maybe 4 pieces. Maybe 2 out of the 4 pieces are potential stars, kind of like how Anthony Davis was traded, or even Jimmy Butler. When Jimmy Butler was traded, they was able to acquire a guy like Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is now trending up towards superstardom. So, yeah, sometimes you got to trade pieces to get better. Since my Heat are having a rough year because of injuries, we need Bam playing the 4, not the 5. Yes, Bam is not a 5. Bam gets killed trying to play the 5, and that's why Lakers were able to beat the Heat last year, just because the Heat had no size. The Heat didn't have enough. It says, did you see John Moran get tackled by Jared Vanderbilt last night? I didn't see that. I got to check that out. I got to check that out, man. I got to check it out. Hawk said, if we had a Steven Adams, we might be better. Now, Steven Adams, he has a good contract. He has a contract, and you can possibly move Davis Bertans to get a Steven Adams. So that's something that's very feasible, something that can definitely be done. So it's going to be interesting to see what the team does. They have to do something. They have to do something. You need a true center, and you need another shooter or 2. You need another wing defender or 2. Wizards can score with anybody, so it doesn't really matter the personnel. What matters is, can you get stops? You get stops when you need the stops. That's I think that's the biggest problem that's happening with the Wizards right now. So let's look at some matchups. Let's look at some matchups. 1 second. Come back to my screen. What intriguing matchups would you guys want to see in the first round in the East? You guys want to see Wizards Philly? Do y'all want to see Wizards Brooklyn Nets? Do y'all want to see Wizards Bucks? Those are some of the options. You know, You got New York, you got ATL, right? That's going to be a 4-5 matchup. That's a matchup that I do not mind seeing. It's kind of good to see teams like Atlanta and New York back in contention. So that might be a matchup. Um, Boston versus any of the big three would be a good matchup. It's just those matchups 1-8 and 2-7 that might be fun, might not be fun. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You said Wizards and Nets for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm praying for. I'm praying that the Nets somehow recover and grab that one seed. I don't know how they're gonna do it. There's a few games left, and the Sixers have a 3-game lead. So I would definitely love to see Wizards Nets. I think that'd be must see TV. Ben Standig said that he can see the Wizards beating the Bucks or the Nets in the first round. And he said 6 games. I'm not going to say that he sounds crazy or anything like that because it's definitely doable. Just Hornets versus Brooklyn Nets may be a goodie. Yeah, I think anybody who the Brooklyn Nets play is going to be good just for the simple fact that they play a lot of offense. You know how Mike D'Antoni type offense runs. They play a lot of offense. They play fast. They run. They fast break. So it's that kind of offense. So it's fun to watch. It's kind of like watching the Kansas City Chiefs play. Right? They're gonna pass, score, and fans, we like entertainment. We like to be entertained. We like to see scoring. So that's what you're gonna see out of the Brooklyn Nets, regardless of who they play. So that's going to be interesting, man. So what I'm hoping for is Russell Westbrook breaks his triple double record. Pulling for the Wizards. Obviously, I'm pulling for the Lakers as well. Oh man, I still got my back row Redskins show stuff up. Oh man, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, this is just a stream. It's not like a particular show or anything. The real says go Chiefs. Yeah, I know you love your Chiefs, man. I know you love your Chiefs. Hawk said Miles Bridges is Larry Johnson 2.0. The guy is phenomenal. Miles Bridges can play, man. Miles Bridges is a dog. He can play. I like him. And you see how the Hornets were able to build a team, but the Hornets are not better than the Wizards, though. The Hornets don't have the superstar potential that the Wizards have. In today's NBA, you need 2 superstars. The Wizards have 2. You just need the perfect role pieces to go along with those guys. The real says, I'm sorry, but I ain't pulling for Lakers. It's all good. It's all good. For me, Lakers is number 1. Wizards is number 2. It just is what it is. Those are my squads. Love my Lakers. I love my Wizards. Um, who's your basketball team, Real? Who's your basketball team? Because I don't even know. It's none that you're saying you like the Kansas City Chiefs. That means you probably like, I don't know, some team like Portland or something. Nah, I'm messing with you. But let me see what you just said. He says, hey, this coming season, the Chiefs play Washington, so you better do a stream for that. You got it, man. I will do just for you. I will do a stream Washington versus Chiefs, and that's gonna be a good matchup. Y'all got a really good offense. We got a really good defense. We'll see who does what. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hawk says the Hornet presently constructed are not better, but they are set up for longer. Yeah, Hornets, they're set up for success because of LaMelo Ball. They got it right. You had James Wiseman, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and I think LaMelo Ball would be the better player out of the 3. LaMelo Ball is like box office. He's superstar potential. James Wiseman is going to be great. James Wiseman has a Anthony Davis type potential. And then when I look at Anthony Edwards for right now, I don't see nothing other than a guy who just dunks the ball. He says, I like the Heat. My dad is from around Miami. Okay, I respect that. Yeah, we beat y'all last year. Yeah, go Lakers. uh, he says, yes, sir. He says, well, he was born in Maryland but moved. Okay, I respect that. I respect that. Then moved to KC. So I can kind of see how you like Kansas City Chiefs and Miami. I can see that. I can see that. For me, how I became a Washington fan was, I grew up in DC. I grew up in Maryland, grew up loving the Redskins. Wizards, but because of Kobe Bryant, my favorite player of all time, I became a Laker fan because of Kobe. And after he retired and everything, I just stayed a Lakers fan. When I'm a fan of something or a team, I stick with it. So I have two NBA teams, the Lakers and the Wizards, and then I have one NFL team, the Washington football team. So that's just how I roll. Since I agree with you on Rory and Avgia, if those two don't drastically improve next year, the Wizards are in trouble. Yeah, I think Hachimura has star potential, and I'm pulling for him. Like I see some Kawhi Leonard in his game, but then he's also a really good mid-range shooter. So Hachimura is the key if the Wizards want to do anything. I think the Wizards are going to be a serious contender in the East next year. Hopefully, Beal and Russell Westbrook can give this thing one more go because it's like, where can Beal really go to have a lot of success? Where can Beal really go? That's the question. People say, well, he can go to the Miami Heat. You can go to Miami Heat, but then they're going to lose a lot of their depth pieces. So it's like the Wizards are building something. Really, the coach needs to go. Scotty Brooks sucks, in my opinion, and he needs to go. So Denny, I like Denny's potential. Denny can be a really, really good shooter. He can be a playmaker. He can be somewhat of a Gallinari, but better, quicker. He's more of a guard than a forward. So I love Denny's potential come next year. It says, nice. My dad is from DC too. I have a lot of fam that lives in DC. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I miss DC. I live in Nashville, Tennessee now, so definitely miss the DMV area, man. DMV was home for so many years. Side note, um, it's wrong that I think KD should have came here to win a championship. I look at LeBron, Kawhi, and other players who play for their hometowns, and he chose not to do so. The reason why KD did not come to DC, he didn't want to be around people that he knew. Like I think that KD doesn't want to be around people that are going to ask him for like money. I mean, that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true, but KD doesn't want to be around family saying, "Hey, give me this, give me that." That's part of the reason why he didn't come to DC. But at the same time, the way that DC is set up now is set up nicely. If you add KD to Bill and Westbrook, is an instant championship just because of how they're built. Bill can play without the ball. Okay. KD can play without the ball. It's all about can Westbrook, then again, it's like they probably cannot coexist anymore. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of is what it is. Um, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It says Pacers assistant coach got suspended. What did he do? Did he say something? Did he cut somebody out? Did he hit somebody? I'm so happy. I just hit 4K views. Oh man, I mean 40K views. I mean that's amazing, man. Congratulations, man. That's 40K views that is big time, man. Congratulations, for real, for real. Since I know KD has a lot of charitable donations and see pleasant. Not winning a championship here in his hometown would have meant a lot for the boys and girls in the hood. Look, KD coming back to DC is not the door is not shut yet. KD can possibly come back to DC to come home to DC and play, but the thing is, everything has to align. It's just not like you add KD and it's a championship. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the right coach. You got to have the right personnel. Even with the Nets right now, I don't think the Nets win a championship this year. That's just me. I've been saying that before they got James Harden, and after James Harden, all I see is a lot of guys who shoot, score, but there's still no defense. So it's like it can work in DC with a KD, but it has to be the right pieces. You know what I'm saying? The superstars do bring the right role players. So the door is not closed on KD coming back to DC, coming home to DC. That's a possibility. It might be something he might want to do in the last 3 to 4 years of his career. So don't shut the door yet on KD leaving the Brooklyn Nets. I think after his contract is up, he's out. He's going to leave the Brooklyn Nets, and he's going to chase the next best opportunity. Maybe by that time, Rory Hachimura and Danny Avdia are like just superstar guys that are still on decent deals, and maybe he comes down and joins. So you just never know. You just never know. Have you ever met an NFL player? Yes, I've met Eddie George. for the Tennessee Titans. He came to my church to do some things, and I actually went to school with Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. We used to hoop together at Tennessee State University, and yeah, met him, but before he became an NFL player. But outside of those two, those are the two that come to mind. It might be another guy or two that I've met that I just can't think of right now, but yeah, those are my two. Eddie George. Oh yeah, Chris Sanders, another former Tennessee Titans. Since I live in Nashville, I see Titans players all the time. I met Delaney Walker downtown one time. So yeah, that's three. So when I start counting Titans players, I probably met a lot of Titans players over my time here in Nashville. So met Titans guys, and then outside of Titans, I'll probably say Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Um, Let me see. Oh, that's sick. I went to Tennessee State University for basketball. Oh, no. I didn't go for basketball, man. I just went for business. Um, Graduated with a business degree. But while I was out there, like, we play ball, like we hoop, like inside the rec and all that stuff outside. And you get to meet a lot of athletes. You know what I'm saying? I get invited. I've been invited numerous times to hoop with the basketball team at Tennessee State, and we've had lots of open gym sessions, private gym sessions. So yeah, I didn't go for basketball, but a very good friend of mine did. He was on the team for a while until he transferred. But yeah, I get down on some basketball. Get down on some basketball, and met some NBA guys. Met Brandon Wright, hooped with Brandon Wright. He used to go to North Carolina. He was drafted by the Golden State Warriors. I remember his rookie season. His brother went to Lipscomb, Tennessee. Lipscomb University, and we were in the gym, and I was hooping, guarding Brandon Wright. The guy is long. The guy is like 6'11", can grab the nets without jumping. The guy was super, super long, but at the time he was real thin. So I can hold my own against him in his rookie season, and I'm only 6'3". I'm 6'3". So yeah, Brandon Wright was that dude, man. He was that guy for sure. Says maybe Chase Young can put that bug in KD's ear. I can definitely see that. You know what I'm saying? Chase Young is already a pretty good recruiter. You know what I'm saying? Chase Young, anything he says carries. So like when he talked to the coaching staff about picking up Jared Patterson, he was part of the reason why Jared Patterson is in DC with the Washington football team. So yeah, Chase Young, he's a leader, and he's a guy that people want to be around. He's a dude, you know what I'm saying? So if he calls you a dude, then you just know. So maybe KD comes back to DC, man, but I'm not holding my breath on that particular you know instance. If it happens, it happens. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So the Real says, I have met Will Shields, a lot of Chiefs Hall of Famers from the 90s. I met Travis Kelce. My dad's best friend lives next to Travis Kelce. My dad did a tree job for Travis. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Travis Kelce is a real cool dude, man. A baseball player that I've met is Mookie Betts. Growing up, Mookie Betts is from Nashville, Tennessee. Growing up, Mookie Betts was my next door neighbor. I got some years in age on Mookie Betts, but he went to high school with my sister. So he's like on my sister's class. You know what I'm saying? I was a little older than both of them. But yeah, we used to hoop together as, Mookie Betts, man, the guy can do everything. He can hoop, he can bowl. Mookie Betts is a phenomenal athlete. Yeah, from Nashville, Tennessee. So yeah, I grew up with Mookie Betts, and it was just crazy that he was my next door neighbor. So that's my little baseball story. Um, Let me see. You said you also got to meet Tyreek at one of his camps. Oh, that's dope, man. I would love to meet Tyreek Hill. He seems like a really, 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 really cool dude. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Mookie Betts is a phenomenal athlete, man. There's nothing that the guy can't do. But yeah, man. So definitely want to see the Wizards and Nets. Hope that Russell Westbrook um, breaks this triple double record. And last but not least, let's see what happens in the playoffs. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to like, subscribe, share. I'll be doing more lunch hour type streams just to talk, basketball, football, fantasy, just whatever, and just chop it up with you guys. So I really enjoyed myself, man. This is my time. I appreciate you guys. You guys be safe. You guys be blessed. I love y'all. I'm out.